40,000 American homes seized in a single month. Behind every one of those numbers is a family packing boxes while Wall Street quietly updates a spreadsheet and gets ready to buy the dip again. I'm Thomas Paul. This is the comment section, and today we're unpacking how this new foreclosure wave exposes a rigged game between banks, big money, AI, and your future. Here's the setup. Foreclosures in the U.S. just jumped to about 40,000 filings in 1 month. That's legal warnings, auction notices, and homes fully taken back by the bank. It's the 11th month in a row that foreclosures are higher than the same time a year before. That is not a blip. That's a trend. Here's where things get interesting. Everyone keeps saying the economy's fine, unemployment's low, markets are up. But look under the hood. Foreclosure starts are up over 20%. Completed repossessions, up almost 60%. That means people aren't just late. Banks are actually taking homes back. This is what people mean by a K-shaped economy. The top part of the K, rich households, investors, tech stocks, AI companies, all doing great. The bottom part, middle-class families drowning in higher mortgage payments, maxed-out credit cards, and rent that eats their entire paycheck. But it's even getting worse, because while regular people are losing homes, big financial players are sitting on cash, waiting. They know how this script goes. Pain first, fire sales later. Then they swoop in, buying distressed properties at discounts, and renting them back to the same class of people who just got kicked out. And here's where things take a step further. Connect this to AI for a second. The same big funds making billions on AI stocks are also using AI to analyze foreclosure data, predict which neighborhoods will crack first, and automate buying those properties at scale. You're getting priced out by an algorithm that never sleeps and never needs a paycheck. When I was in my early 30s, I did the most unsexy thing possible. I invested in something boring, steady, and completely out of fashion. It didn't 10x overnight. It grew slowly, but it worked. That taught me two things. 1, patience beats hype. And 2, anything sold as once-in-a-lifetime easy money usually means someone else already has the advantage. But then the unbelievable thing happened. We built an economy where the advantage isn't just skill or timing. It's access. Access to cheap credit, to AI tools, to political power that decides who gets bailed out and who gets evicted. Let's talk about who is actually getting hurt right now. The foreclosure wave is hitting regular wage earners who bought when rates were low, then watched their costs explode. Property taxes went up, insurance went up, groceries went up, wages, not so much. Many of them tried to plug the gap with credit cards. Now, credit card balances are at or near record highs, and interest on that debt is brutal. Here's where things get interesting. If you're a left-leaning investor or a tech worker, you're in a weird spot. You might benefit from AI stocks and high salaries, but the economy you're winning in is the same one grinding everyone else down. That tension is going to define politics, regulation, and even elections over the next few years. This foreclosure spike is a warning light. When 40,000 homes are in trouble in a month, banks start tightening. They get picky about who they lend to. That hits first-time buyers and anyone without perfect credit. So home ownership drifts further out of reach for working class and younger people, while institutional investors with AI-powered strategies step in and become your landlord. But it's even getting worse. Housing isn't just a market. It's power. If you own a home, you build equity and some kind of stability. If you rent from a corporation backed by Wall Street, your housing is a line item on their earnings call. Their job is to squeeze out profit, not build your future. Now let's bring in elections and regulation. Politicians are going to have to pick sides. Do they protect banks and market stability, or do they protect homeowners with things like foreclosure moratoriums, debt relief, and stricter rules on hedge funds buying single-family homes? And here's where things take a step further. AI makes all of this faster. Risk models can flag high default probability neighborhoods. Automated systems can decide which mortgages to offload, which to push into foreclosure, where to jack up rent the second demand rises. No human villain in the room, just code that's been told, maximize returns. But then the unbelievable thing happened. We get told this AI-driven future is inevitable. This is just efficiency. This is just the market. But that's a choice. Tech doesn't fall out of the sky. It's built, funded, and regulated by people, often the same people writing housing and banking laws. Quick pause. If you're watching this thinking, I'd love to run a channel breaking this stuff down, but I do not want to be on camera all day. This video was actually created with Foreclosures.io, the same system that powers this entire channel. It researches topics, writes scripts, builds AI avatar videos, and uploads them. Fully automated, but you stay in control. You can jump in anywhere, pick topics, rewrite scripts, record your own video, or let the AI do it. It's not low-effort spam. It's a tool that cuts out the boring parts so you can focus on ideas. If you want to start a faceless channel without burning out or tanking quality, check out Foreclosures.io after this. Here's where things get interesting. So what should you, as a small investor or just a person who needs a place to live, actually do with all this? First, see the pattern. Foreclosures rising for almost a year straight means stress in the system is building. That can turn into more inventory on the market later, which might cool prices in some areas. Good if you're patient and liquid. Bad if you're over-leveraged today. Second, understand that AI is shaping who wins the next phase. If you're in tech, your skills put you near the top of that K-shaped line. But if you care about class power, this is the moment to push for rules that keep the housing market from becoming a pure Wall Street playground, like limits on bulk buying single-family homes, stronger tenant protections, and better data transparency on who actually owns your neighborhood. But it's even getting worse because if we don't intervene, we drift toward a future where housing looks like streaming services. A few giant platforms own everything, and you just subscribe to Live. Miss a payment? Algorithm says no. Eviction notice prints itself. The hopeful part? None of this is locked in. Local politics matters. Union power matters. Tenant organizing matters. And as an investor, you can choose not to fuel the most predatory versions of this machine. You don't have to chase every AI hype stock or jump into funds bragging about disrupting housing by making it impossible to buy. And here's where things take a step further. You can also prepare personally. Keep your own balance sheet boring and unfashionable if you have to. Less high-interest debt. More cushion. Ignore the get-rich-by-Tuesday energy. The people who survive downturns are the ones who can say no when the hype cycle is at max volume. But then he said this unbelievable thing we keep hearing, if you're not in, you're going to be left behind. That's exactly how bubbles talk. You don't have to be in everything. You have to be in what you understand, at a level of risk you can live with, in a system you're also trying to make less cruel for everyone else. Disclaimer before we wrap. Nothing in this video is financial advice. I'm not your advisor. I'm just a guy on the internet walking you through how housing, AI, and class power are colliding. Do your own research and talk to a licensed professional before making big money moves. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think this foreclosure spike is the start of a bigger housing reset or just early warning noise? And should we be using AI to optimize housing markets at all, or is that a hard line? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read a ridiculous number of them. Hit like if this helped you see the bigger picture. Subscribe to the comment section with Thomas Paul for more breakdowns like this, and I'll see you in the next one.